Hello, John. Hello, everyone. I'm sure everybody is listening to me, so let's start. As you can see, I'm Geoffrey Margraf, product owner of the Human Resource Applications. And today, I will talk to you a little bit about the industry HeadHunter. So I will start from the point that you didn't attend to the four last meetings, the four last talks, and you don't know what is an industry, and we will discover together. We will talk about talent agency. Talent agency, talent recruitment, headhunters, it's always the same word. It's where you have a business of managing applicants and you want to put them in some company to sell those services. The main and the biggest issue of a talent agency is to find the perfect balance between two big tasks, which is the management of your customer, they are your opportunities, they are the people that bring you money, and we know that it's important. And on the other hand, the services that you will sell to them, they are the applicants that you will bring to your website and the people that you will manage. So it's always about finding the perfect balance between the two of them. The question is how? And there is where the industry comes into places. I didn't make the sketch, but I will try to answer with an example. Let's take, if I tell you, draw me a sun. It will be easy. You will draw a circle and some lines. Everybody can draw a sun. It's really easy and it's quite straightforward. If I say to you, give me the configuration of a talent agency in Odoo, what's the perfect flow that you would apply, what are the perfect configuration that you expect to see, and how do you manage in your day-to-day life? It's quite more complicated than drawing a sun. And that's a little bit how the industry are made. The industry is a module which is dedicated to answer that business need. We have a vision. We built our application in a way, and we'd like you, if you have that issue, if you have that business case, to answer it with our model. It's a vision. It's our way to solve the headhunter industry. So the industries, like you can see on the screen below, are classified in the same windows as the apps. So we'll go, when you open a database, a new database or your existing one, you will go into the App Store and you will go on the industries. There you can see, like at the bottom of my layout, the different industries that we made. At the moment, there is more or less 20, 25, and we are increasing again and again to add additional business case. You can find lawyer, health salon, non-profit organization. It's very broad because in the end, everybody have different business flow and have needs that they need to answer. So let's say I will use mine. So before I show you what's exactly into that industry, it's easy to say what it not includes. It doesn't have any Python code. It doesn't have a Py file, so it's not about development. It's about customization and configuration. It includes all the data. You can even check the demo data if you want to. You can have the studio customization. Myself, I did everything with Studio, so it's really easy. It's just a way to show you how we think about that. You can have automated action. We can change the CSS, the web page, and stuff like that. We will show you. It's time to show you. So, like every website and every database, we start with knowledge. In the knowledge, it's something that you will have by default, and it will show you the content of the industry. So we can see we have a small text about the summary. It's talent acquisition, recruitment, staffing agency, all similar tasks. And it's based on two flows. Like I say, it's a balance between the two. On the first one, you will have to manage your customer. You will create a lead, you will qualify them, you will send them an agreement to be sure that they are on pair with your vision of the task. And in the end, there is a sales order to have money coming in. On the other hand, you will manage people, you will manage applicants, you will try to find them, you will try to put them into the right position, the more efficient way as possible. So, in the first case, for my CRM, I start with a website. On the website, I got a contact us page, and automatically it will create an opportunity into the CRM. We've automated to have an action and to bring the salespeople to contact you again to qualify it. Then you evolve, and that's why I mean by manage the business, you will evolve through your CRM pipe, and at the stage proposition, you will get a signature agreement. That agreement is a file that we generate with eSign, so another app that we use, and it will allow you to check just your part as a customer and say, okay, I agree with all the stuff that you told me, and we will use that service. On the CRM side, when the agreement is signed, you can go further and you will stay in the recruitment pipe. We have a way to see where we are. I will show you that after. And when the recruitment is done, you can create a quotation, which is not sent to the customer because the customer already agreed on a way to pay you. So we directly create a sales order, we input a price, and it's done. You can also create other quotation because even if you are hiring services, you can also make some analysis, some benchmark of the market. So in the database, in the module, we also put some prices for landmark analyzing, for benchmarking, services that you can sell with a fixed price and go to the usual flow of quotation. On the second hand, with my recruitment, so I'm a totally different person. I come to the website, I don't look at the same page, I look at the career page. I use the full strength of the recruitment app. I will apply for a job, and it will create automatically the applicant into the recruitment app with all the strength that we can have and all the new features, but it's another topic. In the recruitment app, the recruiters are gonna make you evolve. They're gonna link you to opportunities to identify you. We can play with filters. We have automated actions. And in the end, when it's a match, the CRM will see it and the job is done. You have put your applicants in the right place. Well, that's the flow. So, more than talking, let's show it. This is my database. It's not very complicated. It's really my vision of the task, and we can go further. We can add new stuff, but let's stay with this one. It starts with the website. You've got a default website, like Fabien told you in the morning, or like I can show you, you can always edit it. It's not because it's a module that it's frozen. It's really up to you if you want to add new boxes, if you want to change a text, if you want to put the name of your company, it's totally up to you and really easy to customize. In this case, I've tried to present you a website which is quite usual. So you have a link to the career page here. It shows you what we do, get started, contact us, what are our strengths, some nice numbers. Okay. But personally, on this first flow, I am the customer and I want to know what you do. What are your services? Okay, talents profiling, analysis, seems quite professional. Gender is okay with that. Okay, I'm convinced, let's contact them. So I will say that I am, I don't know, Otis Perians. Phone number 123. My email is otis@don'texist.com. Company, oh, okay, why? Music player? Music 3000. I want to hire a drummer. Contact me, please. Everything is there in this topic. And job position wanted, it will help the people in the CRM to identify your opportunities. So let's say drummer. And for my example, it will be better to hire a developer. So I want a drummer and that a dev for my website. Those people don't work with Odoo. It's so easy to make a website even without a developer. So let's submit. Thank you, it's okay. So my job is done. Let's go into the CRM. And I can see that I've got automatically a lead that have been created. In the lead, I can see that automatically I've got a first contact for me because I want to be sure that it's not a scam, it's not a fake announce or some marketing, some hidden marketing. So let's say, okay, I contact the people. I say, valid, don't work for drummer, but let's go with dev. Let's stay focused. And we will rename that dev for music 3000. And my customer indeed is music 3000. Okay, it's done. I've got all my information. It's qualified. I can work a little bit, maybe add a chat with them. And when we agree, I move them to proposition. In proposition, I've got my first customized action. You can see in the chatter that I've sent an email with a link to the service agreement. What's behind it? If I open it in a new window, hello, that's the page that the customer will see. So it's a service agreement between me and him, and on my part, everything is already filled. So it's my recruitment agency, and I am Musique 3000. The address eventually, the date, it's okay, the signature. And the date. No, I've got to put something, so my address will be in London. Send me the email, so it was Musique 3000. I say 3000 since the beginning, sorry. Don't exist. .com. And it's good. We've got the document for our inner system. You can see everything is filled. That will be the contract that will be used to invoice the customer in the end. We can see that we agreed on 20% of percentage of the annual salary as a fee. Okay, everything is clear. So let's go back to my CRM. As a sales, I see that it's done, and I put it in agreement signed. For the sales, it's more or less the end. So when everything is done, I explain myself to the recruitment team how we can work, and I will say, okay, it's in recruitment, my job is done at the moment. I will come back on the recruitment part after. We will quickly go to take an applicant, no matter which one. Well, it still matters, because I can show you the power of recruitment. I want a dev, so like many times at the moment, devs are good with Python. I will search for dev with the Python skills. I've got one, it's good. I can see it's on the first interview, because it's already on an opportunity. So the strength of the system, and that's the key of it, is that we will use the CRM opportunities into the applicant's file. So I can see that more than job for all, now is good for dev Musique 3000. And my applicant chain is now on 2 job positions at a time, 2 opportunities. If at some time I want to look for my for the applicants that I've got on my opportunities, I can search the opportunities for music, and I will come back to Shane, which is linked to it. It's really useful. And I can see even that he's linked to 2 opportunities. So it's in competition, we don't have to lose time. On the CRM, if I come back, I have the same information. I've got 1 applicant. Directly, the salespeople can see that it's ongoing. We've got something which is in progress. Okay, I've got 1 applicant, but it's not the time yet. It's still the first interview. So let's go further. Let's say that Shane was really happy with what I proposed him. Where is he? Shane. And he's not going into reserve. It's directly into contract signed. It's not used for job for all anymore. He worked only for Dev Musique 3000. Okay, he's hired. I can come back to the CRM. And now I can see that the contract is hired here. So for my CRM, job is done. I need 1 people. I've got it. I can then create a quotation that I won't send by email. Like I say, we already agreed. I will take a hired candidate plan. And as we said, it's an agreement. I have to remember how much I give him for one year of salary, let's say 100,000, and it's 20%, so it will cost me 20,000. It costs a lot to hire people nowadays. I confirm, and I will create the invoice and directly send it to my customer. Send and print, and we are on the usual flow of the CRM and the accounting part, creating invoice and be paid. That's not the stuff that I want to show you today. My point is really how we manage all those applicants. On the other hand, so now that my sales is finished, you will say, yes, but managing applicants is not just that. Indeed, as an applicant, I will come back to my website and redo the flow with you. So from the website, I'm an applicant, I want to find a job. So I won't look at the services, I will look at the jobs. And I can see open application, developer, analyst. At this stage, you could say, yes, but with a talent agency, you want to have a lot of application, you will have a lot of candidates, a lot of missions, and you will have developer in Proximus, developer in Mobistar, developer in I don't know where. And in fact, not. The strength of this system is that because you link applicants to opportunities, you don't need to create a lot of application. All those developers can apply to the same because it's up to you to qualify them at the best. You just need to be a good developer, and after that you will see, okay, maybe he's good at Proximus or at Mobistar, or like I say, you can put both opportunities on his profile. So let's say I'm just a developer. Okay, I see it's really nice, let's apply. So I'm a wonderful coder. It's my name. It's my reputation and my name. Wonder at don'texist.com. 1, 2, 3. No profile. I will pick a resume. It's just a one-on-one, and I apply. Okay, I can see that I will be contacted again by Beth. No issue. And for me, as an applicant, I just have to wait. Again, what happens behind the scene in recruitment, in developer, I can see that I've got a new card, which is Wonderful Coder. I've got an activity, because again, in the configuration, we made everything for you, and you can contact a new applicant. Okay, let's say that Beth contact him. It's okay. And she will qualify. Okay, he's really good into programming languages in Python. But I mean really good. And now, when you talk with the sales, you know that you are looking for that opportunities. You know that you look for a dev for Music 2000. And that's how the things are gonna match. You're gonna have all those applicants applying. You've got all those opportunities, and the key is really that field. It's really the key feature of the industry. It's to make the match with the opportunities. Because now, I will put him in first interview, and automatically, again, you can see that he got an email. And that's another point of Odoo which is strong. We use all features from all applications. So what happens on the schedule my interview? We use the online appointment. The online appointment will allow your applicants to directly pick the right time, and I configure it to say, okay, I'm only available on Tuesday and Wednesday and Friday. And he will say, okay, on Wednesday, 11, and he will put his name again, Wonderful Coder, under don't exist, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Confirm appointment. And it's done. So again, everything is been smooth. And I can continue. If I come back another time on my Wonderful Coder, I can see other application. It's something that you will use when you use recruitment. It will be based on the name, or in that case, on the email, or the apply job. I think it's on the phone number, something like this. But well, it happens. When I schedule my interview, I've got 2 options. In this case, it's linked to an opportunity, so I will automatically put him into second interview. In most of the time, people will apply, you don't directly have a job for them, so we will stay with them into the reserve. Let's say we are like this. So no opportunities, but it's still a good profile. I think that it's interesting. And then when I come back to the applications, I can use my filter reserve, and it will show me all the people either in the reserve stage or another stage with the tag reserve. It works also like this. So that's it. I will have all my people, and I will use all the powerful feature from recruitment, and I've got my opportunities. And it's a perfect match between the two of them. It allows me, with just a few job positions, to cover all those opportunities and to be really quick and really fast on the task. So that's more or less it. As you can see, I've got other apps, and we can imagine that you want to go further. We can imagine that you will use surveys after that, and it's up to you configure it to send an after process survey to say, how do you feel about our recruitment process? You can make a lot of stuff. like every other application, you are on a database of Odoo, so you can manage your whole HR, employee, and stuff like that. But there is a lot of stuff to say on HR, and I will do my advertising because there is what's new in HR tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I think, in the auditorium. No, not in the auditorium, in the Palace number 10. So come, and we will be very pleased to meet you. I don't know if you have some question, but for my presentation, that's all. So thank you a lot for your attention, and tell me if you have any question. It will be a pleasure.
Hi, thanks a
Hello.
lot for this presentation. It was very interesting.
Thanks.
So we have some few questions coming up. Let's just wait a few minutes for them to type it up
Yeah,
correctly.
I've got all my time, and we've got an HR booth. If you have more complicated question or more specific, you can always come and say hi. It's a pleasure.
So we have a first question, which is, what's your favorite feature in the HR-related in this industry?
Well, in fact, the whole feature is interesting because it's a feedback that we already got about how to manage those multiple applications and multiple applicants. And it was quite complicated before until we find that method, that nice method, which is to link the opportunities. And the best part, I think, is that you don't need to have one job position for every opportunity. So it will make your career page clearer and lighter. And even for the applicants, you don't have to browse through a lot of applications. You just say, I'm a developer, I want to develop. And later, the people will qualify him to find the best match.
Okay, great. Then we have a second question, which is, how would you tag a candidate?
You can, on a candidate, you can always use the tags itself. So if I take one, you've got the tags here, where you can put him, like I said, for example, into reserve. You can play with the skills. So my point of view is to work essentially with those two fields because the skills are the most powerful, and it will allow you to look really for what you want. And for additional needs, I can use a tag. I got an example on the booth before. I will say people is talking in French, in English, in Dutch. But if you need to have, let's say, a work permit or a special license, I will put it in a tag.
Okay, then went a bit more specified on that. So how would you use the tags for the locations, for example, or yes, as you just answered now, the skills. So the only one left is, what about the locations? How would you tag that?
Yeah, for the location, well, I assume that it can be complicated because if you work for a talent agency, you will have clients worldwide. So I think in that case, either you use the tags or you can start with the property field. The property field are not yet on the applicants, but it's something that will be coming. And it's something that you can already use with Studio. So we don't have to forget that Studio is there. It's already there to create the automation. So we can add an additional field on the applicant. But it's really a day-to-day case. I already heard from people saying that location is not something which is blocking. And it's a problem, an issue of culture. In some countries, the people are ready to move to another country. So location is a nice information, and you can also put it into the application summary, but it must not be something that is blocking you.
Great answer. So we have a few other questions. For the people who has written, can we link the recruitment invitation? I suppose there's like more information needed, so do not hesitate to add more information on that. Then we had another one regarding the KPIs, because they, of course, they're right on that. It's kind of important for the different agencies, and so they would like to know how they can measure them. So, for example, the contract signed, the number of phone calls or interviews done.
Well, in that case, we leave the topic of the industry and we come back on the full power of Odoo. So in the recruitment, you've got the recruitment. You can have a recruitment an analysis of, sorry, a reporting. Okay, I'm starting again. You have the reporting with the analysis, and you can filter on recruitment, on the sources. You can see the time in stage, which can be useful based on the job description. You also have a team performance. If you have many people into your team, you will see which one is making the more calls, the more meetings. And that's on the recruitment side. You have also all the stuff in the CRM. And in addition, you always have the dashboard application. In the dashboard application, you've got a lot of products and various KPIs that you can create on hand. And you can, if you use the employee application with more data, you will have an additional one. So all the stuff are mainly made, are already made, but with the dashboard you can create your own KPIs.
Okay, then time is up, so do not hesitate to come back to the HR booth to ask more questions. But thanks a lot for your presentation.
Yeah, thanks a lot to all of you.